Lester enjoying his new role. He's enjoying his new role.
I think he is too. He's good at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good job for him.
That up.
He kind of likes talking with people.
I think I got all 4 cameras for today, or all 2 cameras.
You're probably not going to put Matt Montgomery in that.
It's like at 7 o'clock, we'll call to order the Seymour Common Council
Kind of quiet.
meeting for Monday, April the 14th, 2025. Welcome, everybody. Everyone will please rise for the invocation by the Reverend Ralph Blumenberg.
Honorable Mayor and members of council, let us begin with prayer. Gracious Heavenly Father, we gather this evening during a week that many call holy. Many years ago, your son, as a young man, set his face to complete the task he came to do at the cost of his own suffering and death. Because he has redeemed us, the work of our hands can also be a blessing to others. Bless all in our community who reach out to befriend, comfort, and help the sick and suffering. Protect our first responders as they help those in danger. Help those recovering from flood, fire, and wind in our area. Bless also those who serve under the flag of our nation to keep us safe and free. You teach us to pray for our leaders who ultimately serve at your behest. While the needs and desires of residents vary, help the mayor, his office, and this council to be wise in making decisions that prove to be in the best interests of all. Give wisdom likewise to the leader of our nation and the nations of the world, that we may know peace and seek the welfare of all. We thank you for Jesus, who by his blood, labor, and tears earned forgiveness and life for us. Bless the churches of our community as they lead people in celebrating forgiveness, life, and hope through your Son, Jesus, and the schools of our community as they nurture children. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Everyone, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call, please, Ms. Paulson.
Mr. Beatty?
Here.
Mr. Terrell?
Here.
Mr. Hackney?
Here.
Mr. Hubbard?
Here.
Mr. Davidson?
Here.
Mr. Lucas?
I'm here.
Mr. Fry?
Here. Sounds like we got a full board, or full council tonight. Okay, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes of the previous meeting? If so, I'll entertain any motions related to.
A motion to accept.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Reports from committees, boards, and commissions. Ms. Paulson.
Industrial Development Committee?
I do. I have 4 or 5 here, so I'm the only one, so it's all good. I'd like to make a motion to open with the compliance with statement of benefits from PD Sub LLC. Do you want to go through that and open that with a vote for the motion? We're going to do each one of them separate.
We'll do all of them separate. Do you want to
Yeah.
just open them all at once, or?
No, we're going to do them
Okay.
1 through 4. So I'll make a motion to
Here.
hear compliance with statement of benefits from PD Sub LLC.
Second.
Motion and a second to hear the compliance of statement of benefits, PD Sub LLC. Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
And Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Okay. Floor is open.
All right. Mr. Plump, do you want to go over, once you get handed out here, about particle dynamics here?
Sure.
Jim Plump with Jackson County Industrial Development Corporation. I've handed each of you notes that I'll be reading from this evening on the compliance with tax abatement. First, as you mentioned, is Particle Dynamics, PD Sub LLC. Randy Clement is with me here this evening to answer any specific questions council may have. This is their final year for one real and one personal compliance. The real, the company had projected $366,000, but invested $584,000, and it estimated $1,485,000 on new equipment, but actually had investment of over $3,089,000. Company also has exceeded projected workforce as they now employ 66 workers.
All right. Anybody on the council have any questions for Particle Dynamics?
No.
All right, seeing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve the compliance with statement of benefits for Particle Dynamics.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yeah.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
And Mr. Fry.
Yes.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to hear the compliance with statement of benefits for Excel Manufacturing.
Second.
Terrell, second. Brian. Thank you, Mr. Clement.
Thank you.
You wanna do it or you want me to do it?
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yeah.
Mr. Lucas?
Yeah.
Mr. Fry.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Plump, Excel.
Excel Manufacturing, Brent Kilgus is here to answer specific company questions. The company has 4 personal abatements in effect, and the compliance, they have from 2014, 2017, 2019, and 2021. And in estimating their investment, they typically had projected a $1.5 million investment each year. You will see one exception, and that was the year they had estimated a $1.6 million investment. That gave them a projected $6.1 million in new equipment. Company ended up investing in those 4 years $5.31 million. And their current employment is 90 with a payroll of $3,150,000.
All right. Got any questions, council, for Excel Manufacturing? All right, seeing none, I make a motion to approve the compliance with statement of benefits from Excel Manufacturing Incorporated.
I'll second it.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson? Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to hear the compliance with statement of benefits from Guardian Bike Company.
Second.
Sorry.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney? Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry.
Yes.
Okay, you have one personal property abatement that they have filed compliance, and just so we're clear, this is not the large abatement that was granted late last year by council. That project is still in process. The company has been in touch with the county officials concerning that abatement. Year 1 will not be until next year. Tonight is the one that the company had submitted when they announced their intention to locate here in Seymour. They had a projected investment of $260,000 on that abatement. They ended up spending $297,860. They had estimated 15 workers. They currently have 190 workers with a payroll of $9 million. And Sam Markle from the company is here to answer questions that council might have.
Any questions from the council for Guardian Bikes?
What year are we in on this one?
23 payable 24.
22 was the first year, so the
Okay.
assessment was
Previous.
23, paid 24.
Yep.
24 paid 25. This would be year 3, 25 paid 26.
So 15 to 190, that's
Sorry?
15 employees to 190.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's good. How are we doing with your other project?
What's that?
How are you doing with your current project?
Good. We're actually gonna be welding the first frame tomorrow.
Ooh.
But we have 14 robots sitting on the ground right now. We'll have a total of 36 here in about 4 weeks.
Cool.
So that's gonna bring, right
Be
now
careful.
it's looking,
Be careful.
yeah.
They
A
take
lot.
notes.
A lot. It's going well. It's going well.
Excellent.
All right, we have no other questions. I'd like to make a motion to approve the compliance with statement of benefits for Guardian Bike Company.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Sam. All right, I'd like to make a motion to hear the compliance with statement of benefits for Nippon Steel Pipe America Incorporated.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Okay, Nippon Steel, Pipe America have 3 personal and 1 real. In 2015, the company projected new investment of $814,000 for real property. Ended up with an investment of $750,052, and the 3 personal property abatements, the company estimated $3,709,546. Actual investment was $3,358,698. The company has lost a few workers over the past 10 years, from a high of 482 in 2020 to their current employment of 408 workers. Those 408 workers have a total payroll of $23.9 million.
Any questions for Nippon Steel? All right, seeing none, I'd make the motion to approve the compliance with statement of benefits for Nippon Steel Pipe America Incorporated.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
And let me apologize for failing to introduce Noriko Taguchi, who is here with Nippon, for any questions that you all might have had after the fact.
All right, I'd like to make another motion to hear the statement of benefits from Nippon Steel Pipe America Incorporated.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Company is requesting abatement on a new equipment purchase. The investment is projected to be $646,000. That investment is scheduled to begin after May 1st and will be complete by February of 2026. Although no new jobs are planned as a result, investment will allow the company to retain its current workforce, as we just heard, of 408 workers with a payroll of $23.9 million that we had talked about during their compliance request.
Any questions on this statement of benefits?
Just, is this new equipment,
Yes.
replacing existing
Well, yes,
or adding to?
it is replacing,
Okay,
but it will be much better.
okay. Increase efficiencies, yes?
Any other questions?
Do you feel if the investment wasn't made, you'd have less workers? This is supporting the number of workers you have currently, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Any further questions? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve the statement of benefits from Nippon Steel Pipe America Incorporated.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
That's all for the moment, Mr. Plump.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have nothing further.
Okay, while we're on committee's reports, Mr. Beatty, I'm gonna go around the room since we skipped straight to Seth. Anything
No.
on committee reports, Mr. Terrell? No. Mr. Hackney?
No.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes, Retail Development met on April 10th with regards to Chapter 111 of the Seymour Code. We'll be bringing that to you. I believe, next week, Chris, if I'm correct.
Uh,
Cleaning up some wording.
yes, sir, it'll be, next council.
I have nothing further.
That was on the itinerant merchant.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Davidson already went. Mr. Lucas? Mr. Fry? Okay. No public hearings, no old business, go to new business. Ms. Palter? Resolution number 3, Council Bill number 12.
Resolution number 3, Council Bill number 12. A resolution authorizing the filing of a current year 2026 application for grant under section 531/5339 of the Federal Transit Act as amended.
I messed up before you even got there. Mr. Beatty, any new business?
No.
Mr. Terrell?
No, I don't.
Mr. Hackney? Sorry about that, I got her messed up before she.
Process. See what happens with Darren and
Well, you just throw it to Darren, he does his piece.
Okay, so I will make a motion to read resolution number 3, Council Bill number 12 by title only, and you've already done that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That's okay, so we have a motion.
Yes.
And we have a second, Mr. Terrell seconded.
Okay.
So, floor is open. Back to you, Mr. Hackney.
Oh, he's got it.
Okay, so we've,
Or did you want to read it again?
no, I don't want to read it.
Okay.
We have someone here from Transit, right?
Yes, we have Whitney with ARA who does our grant work for transit.
Good evening, Council. The resolution in front of you tonight is pretty standard from year to year. This is for Seymour Transit's 2026 operating budget. So the resolution tonight does a number of different things. It gives the mayor authority to enter into a contract with NDOT. It allows Seymour Transit to operate within city limits. It also allows them to execute or submit an application, and then anytime they have questions, Mayor Matt is the one reporting to the agency.
I assume it's something similar to what we do every year or every so often?
Yes, yeah.
And typically, we get, what, around $300,000 in a grant?
Yes, it's a 50% matching program. This year's budget is $646,000 roughly, so we're still working on that with Darren. But it's a 50% budget and a significant portion of the operating budget.
646 is a total,
Right now, it could go up.
and so it's like 300.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And according to the quarterly report that we had on our desk tonight, looks like we're getting total income generated of 14,600.
Mhm. Yes, I spoke with Dylan, who's the new transit director, and he said that ridership is up. They have increased volume, so there might be some adjustments with the budget to meet those demands, but we haven't finalized anything yet. So tonight is just
Is this for next year's budget?
yes, for 2026.
26.
We have 2025 secured already, so it's pretty much a copy and paste, really. We just have to be in compliance with NDOT.
Any other questions from council?
As one who has participated as a driver in that program,
Oh, okay, great.
it's more well used than people understand.
Yes, yeah.
And, we're giving a lot of folks an opportunity to get around town and get to jobs and get to doctor's appointments and stuff like that.
One phrase I've heard on it is we're giving them the ability to maintain their freedom
Exactly.
after they've maybe had to give up their license.
Be independent.
Absolutely.
My neighbor uses it every day, so
Yep.
it's a really good thing.
I loaded him on the bus tonight.
Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I will make a motion to approve resolution number 1, Council Bill number 12, on first and only reading.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Resolution number 3, Council Bill number 12 passes one and only reading. Anything else, Mr.
Thank you,
Hackney?
Whitney.
Thank you.
Thanks, Whitney. Anything else, Mr. Hackney?
No.
Mr. Hubbard?
No.
Mr. Davidson?
I do. I'd like to make a motion to introduce resolution number 4, Council Bill number 13, by title only.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Go ahead and, you wanna read it, you want me to?
Oh, which one is it?
Resolution number 4, Council Bill number 13, resolution of the Common Council of the City of Seymour, Indiana, approving a tax abatement for Nippon Steel Pipe America, Inc. for qualified personal property. Back to you, Ms. Davis.
Yep, this is the same thing we just heard on the reports, that Mr. Pump presented. This is for a 10-year tax abatement. For a new boiler, it's, $646,000 is the, investment request. Basically, there are no notes. Begin after May 1st, be done by February 2026. No new jobs, but it will allow them to retain their workforce of 408. Any questions from the council? Any from the audience? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution number 4, Council Bill number 13 on first and only read.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Resolution number 4, Council Bill number 13, passes 7-0 on its one and only reading.
No other business.
Okay. Mr. Lucas.
I do. I'd like to introduce ordinance number 7, Council Bill number 9. By title only.
Okay. Second. Ordinance number 7, Council Bill number 9, an ordinance amending Chapter 92 of the Seymour City Code regarding outdoor and refuse burning. Back to you, Mr. Lucas.
Hey, we've had ordinance, it's along many phases of ordinance for outside burning. It covers fireworks, a whole bunch of stuff. Current administration, there's seen some stuff that need cleaned up, so Walker, would you talk about that a little bit?
You mean Assistant Chief Anthony Walker?
Assistant Chief.
Anthony Walker, Seymour Fire Department. We're here looking to amend Chapter 92. It's outdoor and refuse burning, like Mr. Lucas said. Currently, there's this ordinance was, I guess, amended in 2009. There's some verbiage in there that doesn't fit current times. Also, one of the main things is under outdoor burning, it states open burning or burning in an unapproved device or container, but it doesn't tell you what an approved device is. So we got with City Attorney Chris Engelking, sent some information over to her. She kind of cleaned that up for us to give people an understanding of what an approved burn container is and what we expect to maintain safety. The rest of it's basically just cleaning up some verbiage in there.
What is an approved container now?
So, I can't tell you exactly, but it's basically a container no larger than 36 inches, 24 inches in height. It's got to be contained on all sides with a mesh over the top. I believe it's 1/4 inch, no bigger than 1/4 inch openings. So it needs to have a screen over it.
So that would be basically for outdoor campfire deal.
Campfires, yes, and in the ordinance.
Not refuse burning, because we can't do that, can we?
Correct.
Okay.
There are some exceptions in there under special permitting, but cleaning up fence rows and things like that for farm ground that's located within the city.
Tornadoes, stuff like that. You can
Right.
still-
Right. With a permit, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I think it has to have Board of Works permission. Is that how it's still?
We're not-
Yes.
And we're not requiring any permit for this situation.
Right.
Okay.
And Mr. Lucas had asked about, because fireworks are in that same chapter, but they're in a different section. It doesn't affect the fireworks and it doesn't affect the outdoor wood-fired furnaces.
Okay.
It still leaves the code as it is because it seems to be
Right, I've
pretty
seen
well
that in
worded.
there too.
So this would basically be like a fire pit.
Correct.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Pardon?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I know there's a number of solo stoves that people have in their back of, I call them stoves,
Yes.
it's really a pit. So that would not be approved without a mesh over the top of it?
So, the ones I have seen do come with a mesh cover.
Okay,
I don't know if they all do or not.
no, I got one that doesn't.
I was gonna say, I own one and it did come with a mesh cover.
So,
So yeah, what we get into is a lot of times we'll have somebody having a campfire, a neighbor gets upset because of the smoke or the noise or whatever, and we get a call, we send crews over, and then they're inquiring of what's an approved container. So, and like I said, in there it says an unapproved container or an approved container, but it doesn't give you an example of what is approved.
Is it verbiage still in there of if it's a nuisance, like if it's a smoky fire, wet wood or something?
Correct. Even if it isn't a proper container and it's causing a nuisance, we do ask them to extinguish it, or, there have been times we've had to ask an officer to come over and give a better explanation, and then we extinguish it for them.
Boy, that's diplomatic. Verbiage there, I love it.
Made a lot of those.
Yeah.
The only thing I have is in a couple different spots. One says 15 foot, the other one says 25 foot from a structure or a property line.
So that's, Chris, can you help me with that one? I believe that one was permitted and.
Yep, I'm looking at that right now.
It's in C2 and C3B.
Of course.
I noticed that too, but it does explain it in there.
In approved containers, at least 15 feet away, and then fires not in approved containers, so that's if a special permit.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yes, 25 feet. Does that
Yeah.
answer your question, Mr. Hubbard? Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
So also every fall, somebody has a pile of leaves and 20 people are gonna try to burn them. That's still not permitted.
Correct. Correct. And with it coming
Burning
into the
trash,
season
still
of
not permitted.
backyard, gatherings and fire pit season, we wanted to make sure we got this in place before so we could give our community a better explanation of what's expected and what's safe.
Set the standard.
Any other discussion from the council? Anyone in the audience have anything to address? Hearing none, I'd like to ask for a first, to pass on first reading, ordinance number 7, Council Bill 9.
Second.
Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
Mr. Hackney? Mr. Hubbard?
Sorry, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Did I say Hubbard? Davidson?
Yep.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Ordinance number 7, Council Bill number 9, passes first reading 7-0 and will return in 2 weeks for second reading.
Nothing else from me.
Mr. Fry?
Nothing.
Okay. Miscellaneous business. Miscellaneous from council.
Other than, on the pains of giving them the big head, I'm gonna give Eric and, Anthony's, crews that did such a great job at Seymour Manufacturing the other day. Give them guys a pat on the back, and a couple attaboys from me, because I meant to come by there, but it's difficult to get to your station these days.
They did a great job.
Yeah, appreciate that, and it just, the professionalism shows in situations like that, that you get that knocked down in 30 minutes, that's outstanding.
Thank you.
Outstanding.
I appreciate the report. Is this new?
That's new. So about a month ago, I gave department heads a heads up that I wanted them to work with January and draft this. So basically, it's about a one-pager on things they felt like were important over the quarter, including the airport, which is tacked on the back. You'll get it here a day earlier next time, so it could be in the middle of it instead of the back of it. I'm picking on you, Colin, sorry. So yeah, it's just a chance for you to kind of have that quarterly version of what I see week in, week out. So. Else from council?
Fingerprint scanners. Fred, you got anything to offer on that? I know you've been in some conversations maybe with county.
So, Chief O'Brien, Seymour Police, the last talk I had was they don't have a server. Brian, do you know about anything about a server?
I'll ask questions tomorrow, but
Yeah.
not today.
My understanding is inside of our CAD system is a thumbprint reader, but it's not attached to anything. It is
Basically, you can put a thumb down, and if they're in the system with a thumbprint, it'll tell you who they are. But that's where they were, the last time I talked to Brady Riley, that's kind of where he was pushing it towards.
Okay.
So I can't afford all that software and a server and everything else. We'd be over $100,000. Unless you guys want to approve it.
Okay.
I mean, that was,
He didn't even mention pursuing that anymore,
what?
the server? Like they had originally talked about?
They talked about buying a server and the software.
Yes.
And when I talked to them last, they were hoping just to use the Spillman, but it doesn't do fingerprinting. It only does thumbs.
Spillman,
Yeah.
does that interface with the feds?
Nope. Don't interface with nobody but whatever's in the system.
So whoever's in the county or city system.
And if they've had their thumb done.
Right.
Yeah.
So that does include the county? It would?
Yeah, Spillman's countywide.
Okay.
It's state also, yes? No?
No, it is, Spillman is Seymour PD, Brownstown PD, Crothersville PD, and Sheriff's Department.
It doesn't interact with other agencies that use the Spillman. It's just,
It is just the local database.
And the cost of that was how much? You say you've already got it,
To
right?
do the Spillman,
Yes,
$200 maybe?
okay.
And will that? No, never mind.
That would be
I have a
me.
fun question.
So the Spillman system is made for a thumb. It's basically, it's going into the system as a signature into the system. So it'll hold that thumb. So if you ever go to court or go to the jail, if you go to the booking process, they make you put your thumb down. That tells us that that's you in the system. If they don't have you, then they go,
What about gun permits? And they always take your fingerprints then,
yeah, that's the state system.
so they
That
won't be
purges
there.
after a relatively short period
Yeah,
of time.
7 days.
those can only be used for that thing. They can't be used
No,
for.
they cannot be used for criminal stuff. Your gun permit stuff that's a registry, so the government says you can keep them for so many days. They can check it, and then once it comes back, they're gone, I think, in 7 days.
Really?
Yeah, they're,
Didn't know that.
just like when you fill out the gun permit to buy a gun, it's 7 days is it.
So if we went to a state level, you're saying it's gonna be about $100,000. What would that get us? So like,
So we would have to buy a Windows server,
mhm.
a Windows Server license. Then you gotta pay, what's the company?
If I remember right, that
I
one still
touch.
wouldn't be state level, that would just be countywide.
It would be
right?
just countywide, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the readers, right?
And the readers. The readers are 60. Probably a Windows server with, it's probably another 40,
100,000 is.
probably, yeah. And it's not gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna be a database of fingerprints.
In Jackson County.
But you already have, in theory, I mean, if you take them to jail, you put them through the live scan machine, there's already a
Mhm.
database in there.
And I can try to get a live scan machine from state police.
How much I gotta run you?
I don't know.
What's that do?
I talked to Simpson before. That'll run through the state database.
Those ain't aren't cheap.
No. Well, I talked to Simpson at one time, but I guess he got relieved of.
Is it fingerprint?
Mhm. But it's not portable. It's a big cabinet.
So then again, you're looking at the
The time frame.
time.
Okay, I just knew there'd been some discussion, so I just wanted an update.
Sounds like
Check on
you
that,
need to go
Brian.
back to the drawing board.
Can you
and
check on
just
that?
Well,
program put together for the whole thing, not just,
yeah. It's frustrating.
You had reached, I think it was last week, you said you'd reached out to him, to Brady on Monday. Did he ever respond?
Yeah. And I would read you his response if I had my phone with me tonight. So I'm sorry I did not bring it tonight.
Okay, no problem.
It was basically what Greg has just done. Because I knew those discussions had been taking place, so.
Okay.
You know, without bringing up the whole ball of wax again, every other police agency in the county is doing this for driving without a license. So that's all I'll say about that.
Is doing what?
They're booking people at the jail for driving without a license, and that includes Brownstown, Crothersville, Sheriff's Department, and the state police. And they're not having any issues. So
Jennings.
I'll just leave it there.
Okay, anything else?
Have any members of council received a response from the public access counselor?
No, I tried the second number today and it's not working either.
Okay. Well, unless and until the public access counselor contradicts my legal opinion about attending committee meetings that you don't sit on, please refrain from doing so.
We can have that discussion too if you like, but I would prefer to do that face to face, so.
I tried to have it with you via email and I never got a response, so I thought that
Right,
the settled
because I
matter
gathered
was
some
settled.
information. Okay, well, we can have it now if you like. But just to let everybody know, there's some issues with the public access counselor's office apparently that I'm unaware of. Are you aware of any?
Other than there's a new appointee.
Is there a new appointee?
Yes.
Okay, have not seen anything about that. Trying to contact them, there's two different phone numbers that appear when you do an online search for them. One's their regular website address. Both phone numbers give we are unable to complete your call as dialed message. I also sent an email asking for some guidance and have received nothing in return, and that was about a week ago. March of last year, the General Assembly attached an amendment to a bill that restricted the public access counselor to he could only interpret, the language they put in was he could only interpret the law according to the verbiage in the statute. And the only outside source material that he could use to make any interpretations was established case law. That was passed in March, signed by the governor, and went into effect in July. February 20th of this year, Luke Britt, the former public access counselor, resigned. Since that time, we've had a back and forth here on that. It's my opinion that, Chris, your interpretation is unreasonable. I know you can justify it according to the handbook in your mind.
In the plain text of the law as it's written.
Okay, I want a specific citation from someone besides yourself that says that.
Okay. Well, respectfully, in the meantime, until you get that, I am asking as the council over this body who is in charge or responsible of ensuring laws are followed by bodies of the city and departments of the city, that you heed my legal advice and stop your current conduct of attending committee meetings on which you do not sit. Until we get confirmation from the public access counselor, I'm making that request.
My position is
The law doesn't apply
I
to
am
you if you disagree
appearing
with
at a public meeting that has been duly advertised.
Not as a council meeting, though. When you show up, you create a quorum of the full council that has not been duly noticed.
I disagree with that because I'm showing up as a as a non-participating member of the audience that says nothing. I'm just out here gathering information.
Which is written into the open door law,
Right.
that the act of simply receiving information
And I will go back,
is official action by a governing body.
okay.
You and your presence in a committee meeting
Who has
creates a quorum
who
of the
has
entire
complained?
council. Who has complained?
Yes.
Any number of
Who has
citizens
complained?
in the city could launch a complaint, which creates liability for the city and for you individually. All it takes is somebody to fill out a form, send an email, make a complaint, launch an investigation.
There's the form.
I have it.
Do it. I'm more than willing to go to court over that.
You're willing to waste the city's money to prove you're right or wrong
No, I'm willing
Britt
to put up my own money. Okay?
and
When
the
you're
others,
operating in your capacity as a council member, you create liability for this city. It's not just you. You can't just sit here and say, oh, I'll foot the bill. That's not how it works. The taxpayers are ultimately going to pay for any resulting fines that the city incurs due to your refusal to follow legal advice. I don't care what your opinion is of the open door law. Frankly, it's moot.
Get another attorney to look at it.
That's what we've asked the public access counselor to do.
Well, we have attorneys here in town. Let's get an attorney to come in here and give us an opinion on it.
so Luke Britt is an attorney, that's just where part of this opinion came from.
And Jennifer Ruby is also an
He didn't
attorney.
agree with what was put on him, so he resigned. So now
I'm
what?
not certain that's the reason he resigned, but okay.
Well,
Maybe you know more about him than I do.
I don't claim to. You probably know more about him than what I do.
Chris, can I ask you your legal advice? If, of head of a committee, if a fourth council member was to walk in, are we to adjourn that meeting?
If you're conducting a meeting as a committee and another council member is present, that becomes a quorum of the entire council, which is technically, to the letter of the law, not been duly advertised and properly noticed, publicized.
If we're on that committee, or, I mean, we are there on behalf of the committee that we serve on. If that were to be an issue, would that be an issue for us?
Potentially. Potentially.
Okay, so if the meeting's not adjourned or whatever, then one of us should probably walk out.
Ideally, the individual who doesn't sit on the committee, because.
Right, but if not, then that would.
Then,
But if
about our meeting a week ago today, or Tuesday, whenever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Why was that not advertised?
There are carve-outs to meetings
Of course
that.
there are.
Talk to the state. They're the one that
That's
put the
how the
carve out.
open door law is written. There are exceptions. Executive sessions aren't open to the public. They do have to be advertised, but the public isn't privy to the ongoings of those meetings. Budget workshops, those aren't open to the public. Workshops of the tax abatement.
Plant tours.
I would advise against that.
That's called out in the handbook.
As an exception,
I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and read it, but it's called out.
well, that's a specific scenario that I can double check and look.
I just find the whole thing ludicrous.
And that's,
And I understand what you're saying.
I don't know that you do.
Well, I do understand. But I don't accept your interpretation.
And that's fine. But in the meantime, as I requested, Until or unless the public access counselor contradicts my legal opinion, please refrain from attending committee meetings for committees that you're not a part of. That's my one request regarding this issue. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Well, will you continue to try to get hold of?
Yes. I sent an email around 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I also understand that this individual is in a relatively new position, and she probably feels like she's drinking out of a fire hose right now. So there's going to be an acclimation period, I would imagine.
Which is probably why they turned the
How
phones
many-
off.
How many people are in that office? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea. No idea.
I assume there's like a director, an attorney, and some staff.
There's, well, gosh, under the Attorney General's office, their org chart would take up this entire wall, I think. But the Public Access Counselor's office is an offshoot under the Attorney General, and they have their whole kind of staff. That's all for me under miscellaneous, Mayor.
Any other miscellaneous? Miscellaneous from the audience?
Back to what Bob was talking, Kevin Kaplan, Seymour.
I need to set a timer, or are you gonna be?
No,
less
this is gonna be
than
quick and painless.
Okay.
So is the problem, two questions. Is the problem Bob being there, even if he's not talking?
Yes,
Because he's
just
in the same room?
Yes, just his presence.
Devil's advocate, could you, I don't know if this would be satisfactory to him, it's not like we talked about it, but, I mean, would it be possible to have the YouTube up? So if he's just trying to gain information and not trying to give input, then I respect his efforts. So I guess I wonder if that would be possible.
I would not consider that to be a viable option, simply because the act of receiving information, just receiving information in the open door law, receiving information is under the definition of an official action. So official action can't be made in a meeting by a governing body without being properly noticed. And having 4 members of council in a meeting, whether it's in a physical room or on Zoom or YouTube, 4 council members simultaneously receiving information, the same information, I would interpret that to violate the letter of the law.
Okay, because there's times that would be advantageous, even just for general public.
Right, yeah, I understand that.
So, okay.
But yeah, just that 4th member creating a quorum of full council.
So the digestion of that information of the 4,
Yep.
that's, okay.
Just the act of receiving the information in itself is.
You know, what started this with me was about a year ago when Wheeler and Clint Wish and I met at Clint's house. We had a meeting, a committee meeting. The meeting broke up, and after we left, Wheeler called somebody, another council member. We weren't all together, so he called another council member, and you said, "You can't do that, it's daisy chaining."
It's a
Now, I
serial
have a
meeting.
real problem with that, so.
I understand. I'm not the one that wrote the state law defining what a serial meeting is.
It's my firm belief that that's not the intent of the law.
I don't think it is either. But
It's my firm belief that it is
I
not
would
the
encourage you to
intent
talk
of
to the
the law.
state, get them to change,
I'm
or
trying to
clarify
talk
their
to the
intent.
state.
So,
maybe we should call Rokita and ask him. I'm
That's-
sure he has a bunch of attorneys under him that he would assign one to it.
I'm pretty sure that Bob emailed all of you and asked them already from the Attorney General's office via the Office of Open Door Law. OPAC, Access Council, Open Public Access
But
Council.
we need to figure it out, because, I mean, this is a mess now, or I think it is.
I can tell you from a conversation I had last week that, the previous administration, agrees
You
with.
mean local administration?
Yeah, agrees with comments that Chris has just made, that 4 of you in a room, not advertised as a council meeting, turns into an open door violation.
But back to the one I had like a year ago, the 4 of us were not in a room. So,
If Bob calls Brian and talks to him about something, then calls you, then calls Chad and Seth and Brad and Denny, that's still daisy chaining a meeting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is sharing of information.
I could see if we were all together. But
I'll disagree. I'll agree to disagree with you, Jerry, because I don't
I don't like the original ruling that Luke Britt sent us a year ago. I don't agree with it.
Oh, with the committee meetings
With the
having
committee
to be
meetings having to be published and
Yep.
the way that he said, I don't agree with it.
I don't
But at the same time, if I was a council member, I wouldn't be trying to push it to go to court to spend money on legal fees. I'd be trying to ask questions and get it sorted out. I would do what I did, which is go talk to a state rep and go, hey, this is a problem, how do we fix it? And the young man that I spoke with still hasn't come up with an idea of how to fix it. Now Luke's gone from his seat, but until the next one rules, you're taking the risk as you do that. Whether it's daisy chaining a meeting, whether it's 4 people from council in one room, you're taking that risk that we end up fined as a city and spend money on fines that we didn't have to get into as we wait on that rule.
Yesterday, there was a committee meeting here, not yesterday.
Today. And last Thursday.
Yeah, well, today, and I heard people talking in here, so I came up and I stuck my head in the door and looked around, and I left. I didn't say a word, nobody said anything to me. Is that a violation?
Well, there was already 4 council members in here when you stuck your head in the door, so. So the violation was already occurring before you got up here, Jerry.
Okay.
I've not heard the terminology that the daisy chainings, that
It's-
happened prior to me.
It's
But
a
if they are on a committee and have a meeting and I call them, I call Seth to ask his opinion, so I have a little bit more information, that is a violation.
Yes, sir, technically that would be, well, within some parameters, it's gotta be within 7 days, to be a serial meeting, the meetings or exchange of information has to occur within 7 days of each other. So if a committee has a meeting 8 days later, one of the committee members calls you and kind of brings you up to speed to the letter of the law, that's not a violation.
Okay.
There are certain criteria that have to be met in order for something to be a serial meeting. And I can send those specifics out to you if you're interested.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yep, absolutely.
Second part, sorry.
Didn't realize you had
Make
a second
Seymour
part.
streets safer, which I thought was a cool thing. Are the results of that,
That
Paul,
it'll be 12 months probably before all that is finalized.
but that'll be put out?
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
All right, that's all, thanks.
So it's a
Kevin,
long
I'm sorry
process.
I interrupted you too.
No, you're good. You don't.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else from the audience? Okay, a couple quick things. We've already mentioned the quarterly reports. You've got the first version of those on your desk. Bob calls them attaboys, I call them blueberries. Blueberries to Fire also tagged along with whichever shift the other day to the extraction up on Highway 11. And Eric, I think I already told you this, but quick, efficient, did their job well. So shout out to what you guys do every day that probably isn't noticed a ton. So good job on that. If there's nothing else, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Enjoy your night.